Hey, good morning. Welcome.
Welcome, welcome. Oh, Sandra, we miss you. Welcome, welcome, everybody. My Sandra.
Totally.
Welcome,
That's
everybody.
so true.
We'll just hang for a second while people get logged in.
Hey, we've got an icebreaker.
Oh yeah, our icebreaker is while you're getting settled, rename yourself, do some of those usual things, and then our icebreaker is something that you are grateful for when you look back on the year of 2023, something you're grateful for. And as usual, the renaming yourself is your name followed by your school district. So those are your two warm-up tasks. I for one am laughter. That's a good one, Carla. Way to go, Marca family. I was gonna say that I'm grateful that it's December 15th. This has been a date on the calendar for a while of culminating and rounding out this kind of this phase of our partnership together and moving into the next one, which is going to be super exciting.
For sure. Well, we're so
Morning.
happy that you all are here. Yeah, the year is almost over. School year is halfway over too. My kids are psyched about that, I'm sure. Uh,
You'll note it's as people are trickling in, it's a smaller group with us today because we've got, as you know, we've got two options. So you're here because you were excited about wrapping this up in 2023. So good for you for being here, being ready to go. Good morning, Madison. Who we got on our lap again, Madison? Sorry.
Lily.
Lily.
it's Lily. Ooh, and she's got a Christmas tree. Aw. Hi,
Yay.
Lily. Good to see you guys.
Thank you for sharing what you're grateful for, everybody, family, friends. It is that time of year and the year being
Yeah.
almost over.
Well, we have a lot to get to today. Mostly, we're going to be in breakout rooms and supporting you all to finish up what you need to finish up. But we have a few things to start. Should we go ahead and
Yeah,
begin?
let's get cracking. Yeah.
All right, let's get cracking. Here we are.
Good morning, everybody. Carla usually does this slide, so I'll do it this time to mix it up. The goal of AIM for Mental Health is to strengthen well-being of all students. So hopefully you feel like this comes as second nature, but now we're just being regrounded in. That's our goal. We've made some awesome progress. Is the timeline next?
Yeah.
Because look at all this progress we've made. We're here at the sixth of seven meetings, rather, but the sixth of six meetings this fall. And wow, we've done so much. We did our in-person kickoff. We've administered all those surveys. You've had your youth advisory team that you've been engaging with. You've done community engagement within your own school community. And now here we are. We're like on the cusp of having a solid plan for promoting well-being in your school district. So um, I'll pat myself on the back for my part. I hope you pat yourselves on the back for your part. Everybody played a role in making this happen. So that's among the things I'm grateful for. And a more detailed look at where we've been, where we're headed. This sixth meeting is going to be along the lines of preparing for long-term success and kind of trying to wrap up all those key items that we have in outstanding and finishing our plans together. So here's our agenda. As Carla mentioned earlier, it's going to be a lot of time spent in our breakout rooms where we've got several sections of pretty targeted questions that are going to help us get things wrapped. But prior to diving in on that stuff, Carla will share a little bit about how we're going to populate plans moving forward, just so everybody's clear on how we're working together. And then also some important content on implementation sustainability strategies. All that we've been doing has been working toward having a plan that ends up getting made and getting put into place. So you'll see what we've done as an implementation strategy and some of the things that we'll continue to do as implementation and sustainability strategies. And then as I mentioned, we've got a long time to break out. We've got a smaller group, so we'll be able to connect with you and answer any questions and move things along. And then we'll also hold a little time in this meeting together to complete a Superfund survey that I'll share a little bit more about later, but that'll be about the whole process. And then we'll wrap up and wish you all a happy and healthy and restful holiday break. So that's what we got on the docket.
Awesome. Thanks, Ben. Okay, so I wanted to spend just a little bit of time, and we're going to kind of go quickly through this part. We'd like to, by a quarter after, get you into your breakout room so you have as much time as possible to work with your teams. So just hold on for this section. First off, though, I wanted to just clarify one more time how we're going to populate your plan so you can know this going into your breakouts. So first off, I think you already know this, but breakout form responses are one place we'll go to get information for those plans. Also, your student and school personnel well-being reports, everybody has those. So we're going to be drawing on those to get some data to put into those plans. Then you've got those checklists, those spreadsheets in Google Drive, one's for student well-being strategies and one's for staff well-being strategies. So just to remind you that that's the place that we want you to log and all of the changes that you want to make. And once you're ready for that, and there's actually a place in your breakout form where you can say, yep, we're done working in here for now, at least, so we can get that draft of the plan going. We won't do it until you tell us to, I promise. And then some of you have been using the youth advisory team meeting notes. Some of you have those notes elsewhere, like maybe in breakout forums. So we'll draw on those as well. And then staff listening session notes. So if you're wondering if you have the things in place that you need, talk to your TA provider. They can help you. And I know some of you have probably heard from them over the past couple of weeks. But also just this is kind of what we're going on. So anybody have any questions about that? And we're a small group today. We've got 24 people on this call, so feel free to take yourselves off mute, and we could just have a conversation in the room if you prefer that. All right, no questions. We're going to be here this whole time, so we're here for you. All right, now we get to move into the fun part, implementing your changes. Yay! Let's celebrate that because it's been feels like maybe a long process, but you've done so much hard work. And what we're here for, as Ben said earlier, is really supporting our students and staff, making our schools thriving places for the people who are there. And so this is when the real work begins. But I also want to honor the fact that it can feel a little bit like this. In fact, when I was planning this slide deck, this is what came into my mind: implementation and sustainability. Oh my, remember this image of Dorothy and her friends walking down the path. So here we've got your path, right? You've got the yellow brick road, which is going to be your plan. But then let's just be honest. This is sometimes how we feel. So I'm going to just stop here for a second. And I'd love for you to share in the chat how you're feeling about this next stage of implementation. You're funny, Ben. I hope that you're feeling excited. You may be feeling this, and that's totally normal. But if you care to share what's on your mind, excitement or nervousness, this is what our community is here for, is to support you. And it'd be great to just kind of get a sense about where y'all are at. Or take yourselves off mute. Or don't. I'll leave the chat open. And Ben, if you see anything come up, we can stop. I do want to reassure you also, though, because I don't want to end on that note of, oh my, because actually we get this question so often, right? Is like, how do we make changes that are going to last? Implementation can feel like, well, there's a lot to do, right? Nobody's necessarily got time. Okay, excited and overwhelmed, at a good place. That's awesome. Excited and nervous. This is so real. And I appreciate you all sharing those sentiments because I kind of feel the same way. But the good news is, and this is where I want to reassure you, is that as you've been going through this process, you have actually already started on implementation. You've already started the hard work of sustaining your changes. So that's the good news. And you can see here, so there's actually a lot of people doing research around this very topic because change is so hard. Implementing things is not something that comes easy or natural to us or to organizations. So there is a lot of research around this. And because of that, we know there are certain things that work to support positive, successful, long-term implementation. So these are a couple things that I wanted to draw your attention to so that you can feel confident in where you're at. And also know that as you move forward with the next stage of planning, which is going to happen in your breakout rooms, you can kind of see these pieces and how they fit together. Okay. So engaging stakeholders, that is a major part of getting that buy-in and support that you're going to need. You're going to continue to do that as you implement. So you've already done so much work there with your youth advisory team, your staff meetings, reaching out to teams at your school. Data and evaluation, those reports, your listening sessions, your youth advisory team feedback, you've already been working on implementation. How do you want to continue that? That's a question that you'll ponder and talk about with your team today. How can you keep that going? Or what kinds of things do you need to be able to check and see, hey, we're still on the right track. Our plans are going the way we want them to, or we need to adjust things because we're not seeing the impact we wanted. Team. Nobody can do this alone. In your planning teams, you've had that support, right? And that was the goal. So you've already have a team that's been working on this. So if you don't have a team, once this process ends, what's going to happen? I think we all know one person's going to feel saddled or overwhelmed, or it's going to be too much. We can't do this without a team. So another thing to talk about today is you've been with a team. Who's going to take over? Who's going to be that team once implementation begins? So it could be another team at your school that this fits into their mission or that purpose of that team, or perhaps you want to continue working with the team that you've been working with through this process. We don't know. So whatever's going to work for you and what fits in with the momentum that you have at your school and the way things are going. And then finally, there's resources and supports. We know we need this, right? Resources and supports are things, there's a few things that we all have. Everybody that's going through this process has, and I'm going to name a couple. And if you think of more things, please add them to the chat or crush people if you think of things. But I'll just highlight a few that we know. One is we have this awesome cohort of regional schools that we can collaborate with, learn from. And as we move into the next phase of implementation, we want to stay connected and we want to help facilitate ways for you all to support each other, share ideas so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel, as they say. Then, of course, you have us, your Crush team. We are willing to do anything and everything for you to make sure that your plans are successful. Each of you has a TA provider who's there, you know, that one-on-one support so that they can really hear you. And I want you and encourage you as we move into this next phase to utilize us. That is what we want to do for you, is to support this. And then the grant. So Caring for Colorado has provided funds for this. So you have some funds at least to get started. So resources and supports. We've got them moving up to this point, and those are some things that will continue. And we're going to ask you in your breakouts to think of other ways that your local community and your school itself, like what are some things you can draw on so that you can keep working on strengths rather than having it feel that overwhelming feeling. Okay. Anybody have thoughts or questions, or Crush team want to add anything?
Yeah, I mean, I think all these things that you that Carla just highlighted are hopefully it was clear that they're all things that we've been working on together that we have in place. And if we have a piece of it missing, we've got time to pull it together too. So these are all things that we can continue to work on. And really, when all these things are in place, it's like, what's stopping you? Like I feel like a lot of cause for optimism. And we're here to help you get these pieces into place so that to make change happen. We do. in partnership with all of you, have a good track record of making changes happen in schools. So I feel so optimistic about how innovative and cool this is all going to be when we get start to make some of these changes in schools. So I'll just
Totally
share
true.
my excitement.
And just like know that you're not alone. You are absolutely not doing this by yourselves. So we've got a great support system here. Okay. I think I'm doing pretty good on time. We're gonna head into breakouts here in just a minute. I want to warn you that the breakout forum, I think it has maybe 5 or 6 sections. I don't really know for sure. Some of them you're going to move through really quickly. Some of them, depending on where you are in the process, you might need more time with. So I guess we're going to try to give you 50 minutes. Okay, that's our plan. 50 minutes in your breakouts. We're going to pop in and say, hey, you're halfway through. 15 minutes left, 10 minutes left, so you can kind of stay on track, but make sure you're moving through your form. If you get to a point where you're stuck or your team feels like we need more time than this to finish this piece, no worries. Just you can hop through that breakout form and skip ahead, or maybe you just want to skip ahead and see the different questions that you're going to be asked so you can kind of organize your time that way. But in a nutshell, results from and updates from your third and final youth advisory team meeting, feedback that you received from staff, and then kind of finishing that staff well-being strategies checklist. Again, there's a spot in there if you're not able to finish today, or maybe you didn't get a chance to speak with staff or get the feedback that you were looking for, you can ask for more time. We're here this is for you after all. So don't feel pressure. Don't feel like you have to just finish things. Really do it in a way that you feel good about. And then we just have some next steps things, kind of going back to that last slide. What do you think about what group of people is going to work on this? What are you thinking about youth engagement right now? How about evaluation and communicating out your plan? So and there's just a couple odds and ends at the end. That's basically it. So does anybody have questions? It's going to be the same process as always. Savannah, thank you for putting the breakout group form in the chat. Please make sure you submit that at the end. When we come back, we're going to ask you to share out something positive or something optimistic or something that you're feeling good about after your breakout. So kind of be thinking about that too. We'd love to hear some good positive thoughts when you come back. All right, I think we're ready to go. If anybody has questions or our TA providers are going to be hopping in just to check and see how things are going for you. So just to know they're coming, but if you need help before that, raise your hand and one of us will come in to help you out. Savannah, need anything else? Oh, go ahead.
We'll try to give warnings as well, kind of as we're going through the breakout, so you can structure your time to accordingly to move through all these items that we have for you.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh no, who is it?
Lily!
Can't tell who it is. Oh, it's Madison.
Surprise!
I
Talk
couldn't
about
tell.
a dedicated team. Lily, you get the prize.
Yeah. Where's Lily's stipend?
You gotta come to work with me on Tuesday. So the kids loved it.
Oh my gosh.
That's fun.
That's amazing. Something tells me she loved it too.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back, everyone.
Hey, Marka. Hey, Holly.
Hello.
Hey,
It is
Angela.
so nice to see you. I just love seeing your faces. So if you, stay on screen if you want, or if you don't want, that's okay too. But we do love to see you. All right.
We're all back, yeah.
How did it go? Anyone, can you share? We'd love to hear something that came from your meeting or something you're feeling positive about, or just to boost us all up. I think when we can share out, it does help us all build our community. And who's got something?
Any positive reflections or general reflections? You could say something negative if you want to, but It's good to focus
Yeah.
on positive things sometimes.
All right. Feeling like you're on track and moving forward.
Way to
That
go,
is
Mariah. That's great.
awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I'm psyched to hear that for sure. Oh, yay, youth advisory teams.
You know, the fact that it's fun, thanks for highlighting that, Michelle, that the
Yeah,
youth advisory team meetings have been fun, because that's that kind of energy that I think intuitively we were hoping for, that these are fun conversations. So glad that it's feeling fun for you and
yeah.
for the kids.
They are fun, right? I mean, the students are just awesome, and it's fun to just to hear what they have to say. They're really smart, they're really insightful, and they know. And so when we can just let them take the lead, it's just like, oh, okay, what a relief. You know you're on the right track because, well, they just told you that you were. So that's awesome. Thank you for for many of you, maybe it was the first time, and maybe some of you this was like repeat of what you've been doing, but thank you for taking the leap on that. That was really cool.
Sounds like a cool plan, Shaylee. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, that's awesome to continue to meet with that team. That's great. Adjust and include greater perspectives. That's awesome. Very, very cool. All right. Anyone have anything else? Okay. Well, thank you for meeting. How did it go? It's hard for us to tell how far you've gotten because we don't get to see your forms until you press submit. But are you, I mean, did you have enough time, or do you feel like you at least are this is gonna be doable for the next steps and finishing
Let's
up?
do-
Okay.
Well, maybe we could do fist to five. Fist to five. Five is, oh my
Oh,
gosh, I
good
completed
idea.
the form and I got everything. And then fist is what breakout form?
Or you could put your in the chat. Okay,
Five,
nice.
okay. Five, if you want. Yeah, or yeah. Anything is good. Yeah.
All
Four,
right,
Holly. Thanks. All right. Good.
cool.
Importantly, hit submit no matter what.
Hmm.
So even if it's
You
incomplete.
can also, so the way this works when we get it, we put it into a spreadsheet. So like if you don't finish and you submit the one that you did today, and then you need to open it up again, it'll be in we've added these all to the dashboard. So you just go to the team meetings, and then you can submit another one, and we'll get both of all of your information will be together. So if you need to submit another one, you can. So don't worry about that. We'll get them both, and we'll be able to utilize both. So just make sure you don't lose what you did today. And also, your TA provider will be able to follow up with you. And if there's specific things that we need, we'll let you know. So you're not allowed to stress about this or worry about it at all. So just make sure that you're not, and then we're going to be making sure that you get your plan, and then we'll follow up with you if you need stuff. Okay. Awesome. All right. I'm going to hand it over to Ben to talk about our request from you.
Yeah. So in previous meetings, we've done kind of feedback forms that have been, you know, what, 2 or 3 questions. Today we're going to hold a little time during our meeting together to offer up a survey for kind of rounding out and thinking more broadly about the whole infant mental health process, and providing your comments and suggestions and reflections there. This one is related to kind of research interests, so we'll be able to share out kind of how things are going with our funder and potentially with other broader audiences. So one thing I want to underscore is that it's optional, voluntary. You don't have to do it. Try to be as honest as you can in that, you know, that there's no right or wrong answers in this. There's no expectation for the kinds of response we're seeing. We just want your honest feedback. And again, it's anonymous. So in a moment, Savannah is going to drop the link in the chat. It's a bit longer than usual, so we're going to hold some time here together. I'm going to play some soothing music. Won't be as severe as that other meeting. So we'll have a little time here to get together to give you time to complete the survey. Thank you, Savannah, for dropping in the chat. When you have a moment, open that up. Again, it's voluntary. Be honest. and it's reflecting on your whole experience. So not just this meeting, but all 6 meetings, whichever ones you were able to participate in. With that, we'll hold about I'm gonna guess about 8 to 10 minutes. Maybe people can start to wave at me when they're done with the survey. And then we'll come back together to close out around some information around stipends and talk a little bit about next steps.
And I think there's there are 3 sections. There's like so as you'll see it, you'll get to 1 page, and then I think there's 3, just to give them a sense about.
Yeah, there's a little
It's not
button at the
super
bottom.
long. It's not super long.
Yep. Okay, here comes the soothing music. We're gonna bring us back together to kind of round out our meeting with some final steps. Next steps on stipend information and next steps moving forward together. Thanks everybody for those of you who were able to complete the survey, for sharing your honest feedback. It means a lot. With that, I'll pitch to you, Carla. Carla is going to be bringing up some information here about stipends and gift cards.
Yes, as you can see on the screen, we are planning on doing the stipends for your attendance to each of the ECHO meetings. So you're eligible to get up to $300 or $50 per meeting that you attended. But we would need you to become a vendor at the DU system. What that is just an electronic W-9 form that you have to fill out through a third-party vendor, which is called PaymentWorks. And what they do is they'll verify that you're putting in your social security number correctly, your name and address, that it all matches up. And then your account will be activated in the DU system. Then they will give you a DU number that starts with 87. So it's a long number that you'll get as your vendor ID. Then I can process your payment based on the attendance for each of the ECHO meetings. I'm hoping to get that money out to you probably by mid or late January. This process does take a while. So the sooner you can get that form filled out, so PaymentWorks will send you an email. Then it'll have a link that you will fill out, and it'll take you to their website where you'll fill in all that information, and it's all protected. It's not, your information won't be compromised. Then once you submit all the information, DU will review it, make sure it's accurate, then they'll activate your account. And once that is done, then I can process your payment. And I will let you guys know that you should receive either the direct deposit onto the account you provided or a written check to your address, whatever you prefer. So look out for an email from me and then an email from PaymentWorks within the next week. Then for your youth advisory team participants, each student that attends is eligible to get a $25 Amazon e-gift card. So what I need from you guys is that list. So send a list of your YAT participants to your TA provider, and then we can get that information so I can send that Amazon e-gift card to your students by maybe Tuesday of next week at the latest. That way they have that before they go on break.
Awesome.
Just send that your students' names and email addresses to your TA provider, and they will get that information to me, and then we'll get that taken care of. Then they'll get an email from Amazon once it's set up. They have to approve that Amazon account or that Amazon e-gift card onto their account, and then it's, you can use it to purchase anything they want.
Cool. Thank you, Carla. Does anybody have questions about that? I know we've received, if you've sent your emails, awesome. We have received some of those lists, but we haven't received all of them. So we just wanted to give you a heads up. If we don't get it today, it'll be after January that they'll see those. So just letting you know that. Any questions about stipends or gift cards for youth advisory team members? Okay, thanks in advance for your patience. We know it's kind of a pain to get into the system and enter all that stuff. We wish it were easier, but this is we work within the DU system, and so this is the way that it has to be. So thanks in advance for your patience. And if you
Yeah.
have questions, just reach out to us, or most specifically, Carla with a K is going to be able to answer your questions. Okay. What's next? We have come to the end of our planning process. So let's have some cheers, at least this stage of getting your plans together. You all are amazing. You have done an incredible job. We're not abandoning you, and we're not abandoning this cohort of schools, as I said earlier. So just so you know what's coming, you've got support from your Crush team and your TA provider, who will be reaching out in January to follow up with your plan and just those things that you want to do first starting this spring. We're going to stay in touch about opportunities for regional PD, opportunities for collaborating and continuing this group and this conversation going and sharing ideas. We've got some ideas about how we can utilize the dashboard. So far it's been really about helping us stay on track with this planning stage, but we'd love to move it into the implementation stage of this so that we can continue to use that platform to communicate and share ideas. So stay tuned. Anything to add, Ben, or anyone else from Crush?
Yeah, I think, this is the where it's gonna start. I mean, it's been, I don't know, for me, it's been exciting, and now it's gonna start to get really exciting because we're gonna start to get our hands dirty and be making some changes happen. And we've already heard about bubblings up of kind of unofficial changes, and just people being in conversation with students, and how that's changed the temperature within schools. So I'm really excited about what we're going to be able to continue to see with all this, and really, just to, there's not a lot of initiatives out there like this, and so this group is going to be key to figuring all this stuff out. This is a really innovative approach to schools, and so I'm super excited about what we're able to learn from each other and what we're able to do together. So this is it. We're launching. It's kind of like we're at the end of this one phase, but like moving into like now the more exciting phase to me, really, about making stuff happen. So underscore gratitude for all of you, and Carla Leckie did an amazing job pulling this all together. So we need to be sure that we thank Carla on all the development with all this. Savannah Hobbs and Kat's not here today, but Savannah was critical in making sure this all flowed seamlessly. All of our TA providers, Tona, I don't see Lauren anymore, and Carla. There she is. We'll continue to be anchors for this work, but have helped move all these districts forward with all this. So want to be sure to give a shout out to all of them. And definitely, most importantly, all of you for making this a part of your lives and welcoming us into your welcoming this initiative and us into your schools. It's been critical. So thanks to all of you.
Very well said. Thank you, Ben, and thanks to all of you. It's been a lot of fun. And just a quick reminder, here's your TA provider if you are not familiar with them yet. Take a look here. These are the people who email you and say, hey, thinking of you, what's going on and how can I help? So please, that high five is real. We want to be there to give you those high fives. So just reach out to us, please. And a cartoon that made me laugh out loud the other day that I wanted to share with you as we share next steps. Those email addresses, remember to complete your DU vendor form so we can send those stipends to you. We'll be in touch. Our next meeting as a big group like this isn't till April, where we'll get a chance to really share out how things are going. So in the meantime, awesome work. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, from our heart, and happy holidays. So enjoy your break. Well earned. And
have an awesome break.
Take care. That's all we got. Hang out if you want to talk. Otherwise, we will be in touch on email, and we'll see you in this room in April.
Merry
Take care.
Christmas. Happy holidays.
Thanks so much, everybody.
Stop share.